Hey guys, DFW'sCars here, how's it going? So this is one of the longer videos I've done on this channel, but you'll get to see.
No matter how hard I try to keep my neck forward when I give this car a little power, my neck fails me every time.
Uh, 500 horses try to stab me in the back and throw me back and forth. You'll get to see me almost take the mirrors off an $80,000 plus car, and I've tried to include everything anyone has asked me, about this car when I told them I was doing the review. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Alright guys, we have arrived.
Great deal. I'm going to put their contact info down in the comments for you.
This is a really cool dealer, Mercedes-Benz of Plano, because they have an AMG center, which I'll actually show you guys. Its model is not just the AMG, not just the C63, but the C63 S. Because the regular one's just not sporty enough for a lot of folks. Alright, so here it is, the C63 S. Really an incredible car. It's beautiful. This model happens to be the Designo edition, which I'll tell you a little bit more about. It's kind of an interesting combination in this car, which is probably one of the sportier ones Mercedes makes, to have the Designo edition, which is a luxury feature. Look at those red brake calipers. That looks really, really nice. And trust me, they do work. They work. Ultrasonic on the side here. Because oftentimes you will wonder, in the front, on the side, if you're getting too close to something. So it's a nice touch. So let's get in and go for a drive. Really pretty car. Let's go through this interior a little bit. It really is a marvelous place. Love the tachometer. It's actually got real carbon fiber in there. Love this wheel. It really is more than just a, bragging right or something that looks cool. Look at my leg down here versus now I'm rubbing on the wheel. Granted, it wouldn't be quite that extreme or dramatic, but it really does give you a performance benefit and a performance enhancement, which I think is pretty cool. Standard C-Class interior, except it's got the AMG badge down here. It's also got a slightly upgraded clock. That's pretty nice. The other ones just have the Mercedes logo in there. I like the red around the sides. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's super slick. I really love the feel of this wood. It's like being at your grandmother's house and go to her coffee table, it has that wood feel. It's very analog in a digital world, and I just greatly enjoy that. My system on this car, this is an AMG review. I'll talk about that more on my car. The Burmaster system, incredible. I love this top stitched leather up here. Pretty much Mercedes does that on anything except the very most basic cars now. So that's nice. The Designo edition does add all this quilted leather in here, and it's got this two-tone leather. I think that's an absolutely wicked combination. It's like Beauty and the Beast, having that option on this car. So that's just amazing. And this leather is just probably some of the softest leather I've felt outside of like a Prada store. That it doesn't seem like it would necessarily scratch that much either. So it's that perfect combination there. A bit of this car is metal or metallic in some way, which is also pretty cool. Like even the most basic buttons, metallic. Let's go for a drive, shall we? I like that it's not just the AMGs that do this. The seatbelt actually pulls you in, especially on the AMG though. It lets you know there's a real sense of occasion. So first off, is the C63 S worth the money? Having driven D3 in the past and the C450. The S, if you're gonna do it, sure. But honestly, if you don't need those extra powers and the bragging right, it's a little bit of overkill. That exhaust note though is intoxicating on this car. By a construction zone here, which makes it interesting. Every day it's kind of a pleasing car. It's kind of calm, kind of surprisingly docile to drive. And I mean that in a good way, since this is the car that tried to kill Jeremy Clarkson. Granted, it's an updated version. Notice how the camera's shaking here and going back and forth. That's not a camera issue, that's actually the car trying to use the split diff. It was kind of scary. And I mean that as a compliment. Once you've learned the power and understand it, you know, you'll modulate the throttle. It's like those 700 horsepower, 800 horsepower cars that exist today. You just have to be less on it because you have so much more power. It doesn't have the all-wheel drive. Wondering when this car will get all-wheel drive. Beast of a car, though. It's sort of like, you play nice with me, I'll play nice with you. That's kind of how I feel about this car. The growl, the anger. All right. I could do the 0 to 60 time on this car, but that's been done to death. I mean, it's definitely pretty tight. The dynamics do feel a little weird, Joe, because it's just so much power. Over 500 horsepower, not to mention the torque. The Mercedes has a really cool feature that I actually didn't know about until recently, and you'll probably only engage it by accident. So we're in drive, the car is going, not touching anything over here, but I'm gonna open the door. Bam, the car is in park. What a smart safety feature. All right, so let's go find out exactly outside what makes this car an AMG. It's this grille. It's just an incredible grille. It even says AMG right in there. That makes this an AMG. And these side skirts down here, and these aren't just cosmetic as they are. It's this, the carbon fiber spoiler here. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it looks cool. If it was on there, I wouldn't take it off. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to order it, but I'm sure it's much lighter than a plastic fake spoiler that does absolutely nothing. Although I must say, the lip spoiler, it looks classy, right? And then, of course, in the back, the AMG exhaust here. Even on this car back here, these may provide some aerodynamic benefit, but this is why I didn't get the AMG package on my coupe, because it has some sport suspension standard. So I actually thought this it looked cool, but it wasn't very performance oriented. So I usually skip options like that. It must be the old racer in me. But these actually probably do give you some performance benefits for it. 503 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque. This one has the Designo edition. I think it's worth the $1,500. It looks really nice. The stitched, you know, leather, the two-tone. It's pretty nice. It's got the AMG performance exhaust, definitely worth it. Although you could put in a third-party exhaust on all the time, this gives you the best of both worlds. Carbon fiber spoiler mixed on that. Parktronic, that's a worthwhile feature. Wheel locks, you don't want these rims being stolen, so that's definitely worth it. More Designo package, and then the multimedia package, which has the nav and all those other features that probably aren't worth $2,000. You're really paying for the screen if you have a smartphone. So, yeah, it averages 20 miles a gallon. Not too bad for what it is. I'm going to give you a bit of an exhaust review here. Alright, so my exhaust review seems to have upset a dog over there. So we're probably going to go get on our way. But that's how good this exhaust is. I bet you in a car park, it would set off a car alarm. And that's always a good test of an exhaust system too. So this car has a safety feature. It's for the benefit of the transmission, which I think is a good thing. It limits the RPM of the exhaust. So wouldn't recommend you do that, but for you guys, I did. It's not like it's something that's bad. That's why they put those limiters on there. Some cars are 4,000, 6,000.